In the freezing November of 1846, high in the Sierra Nevada mountains, a stranded party of mountain men collapsed onto a snowbank. Their throats were burning with extreme dehydration. Surrounding them was millions of tons of pure white sparkling snow. They scooped up handfuls of frozen powder, cramming it into their mouths to quench their thirst. Within 4 hours, 3 of them were in deep hypothermic shock, their core body temperatures plummeting rapidly from the inside out. The silence of the Sierra Nevada was broken only by the crunch of frozen steps. Every breath was a struggle against the thinning, freezing air. None of those men were attacked by mountain lions. The mountain lions got the credit because apex predators make thrilling legends around a warm hearth. Subscribe right now and hit that notification bell if you value raw, unvarnished frontier history and real-world survival truth. It looks like life, but it carries the seeds of the end. The killer that day was a myth, a piece of backcountry wisdom that millions of modern outdoorsmen still repeat without thinking. The myth said, "Snow is just frozen water. If you are thirsty in winter, eat the snow." That single misconception killed more trappers, pioneers, and gold prospectors than every cougar and mountain lion in North American history combined. To understand why eating snow can be a death sentence, you must look at the brutal physics of human thermodynamics. The human core body temperature must stay tightly regulated between 97 and 99 degrees Fahrenheit. When you ingest solid snow at 20 degrees Fahrenheit, your body cannot absorb that moisture into your bloodstream while it remains frozen. Your stomach must first melt the snow using your internal thermal energy. It requires 80 calories of latent heat energy just to convert 1 single gram of ice at 0 degrees Celsius into liquid water. When a dehydrated, exhausted woodsman eats a pound of snow, his internal digestive system is forced to drain massive reserves of core heat. The blood vessels in his stomach constrict violently, triggering severe abdominal cramps, lowering core temperature by several critical degrees and accelerating the onset of fatal stage 2 hypothermia. You are literally freezing your vital organs from the inside out to gain a fraction of an ounce of unheated water. Even when the ice thawed and spring arrived, the wilderness water myths continued to kill. Pioneers believed that if water was flowing fast over rocks in a clear mountain stream, it was automatically pure and safe to drink. The clarity of the water was a shimmering illusion of safety. It hid a danger that no eye could perceive without the aid of science. That optical clarity was the ultimate trap. What those early settlers couldn't see without a microscope were microscopic protozoan cysts, Giardia lamblia and Cryptosporidium parvum. Upstream from that pristine mountain stream, a dead deer or beaver carcass was often rotting in the water. Giardia cysts possess hard outer shells that survive freezing alpine temperatures for months. When ingested, the cysts open inside the small intestine, attaching to the intestinal wall and blocking nutrient absorption. Within 7 days, a hardened frontier pioneer was reduced to severe explosive diarrhea, violent stomach cramping, and extreme dehydration. In a wilderness with no IV fluids or electrolyte salts, this was often a slow and agonizing end. Along the Oregon and California trails during the 1850s, waterborne pathogens wiped out entire wagon trains long before they ever reached the Rocky Mountains. Vibrio cholerae, the bacterium responsible for cholera, spread like wildfire through shared water holes. Settlers dug shallow wells mere feet away from their livestock pens and latrines. They assumed that because the water was filtered through sand, it was clean. Sand filters out mud, but it does not filter out microscopic bacteria. Cholera caused such catastrophic fluid loss that a healthy adult could lose 10% of their body weight in rice water stool in under 12 hours. Dehydration was so rapid that blood thickened into a sludge, leading to vascular collapse and death before sunset. Over 10,000 immigrants died of waterborne cholera along the trails, dwarfing all Native American skirmishes and animal attacks combined. So how did the master woodsmen, the old-time trappers and mountain men who survived decades in the wilderness, handle water in sub-zero winters? They adhered to the 3-boil protocol. First, never eat raw snow. Snow was always melted inside a metal kettle suspended over a fire. Second, add a small amount of liquid water to the bottom of the pot before adding snow. Dry snow placed directly onto hot iron scorches, giving the water a bitter, burnt taste. Third, bring the melted water to a full rolling boil for a minimum of 1 full minute, or 3 minutes at high mountain altitudes above 5,000 feet. Boiling is a zero-tolerance biological sterilizer. It instantly destroys Giardia, Cryptosporidium, cholera, and dysentery bacteria, making the water 100% safe to consume. There was another hidden danger to drinking pure melted snow water that frontier doctors slowly discovered: mineral depletion and hyponatremia. Melted snow is essentially distilled water. It contains zero dissolved minerals, no sodium, no potassium, no magnesium, no calcium. When a hard-working pioneer sweated heavily while cutting wood or hauling gear, he lost massive amounts of body salt. If he drank gallons of mineral-free melted snow water, he diluted his remaining blood sodium concentration, triggering acute hyponatremia. This caused brain swelling, severe confusion, lethargy, and muscle spasms. The old-timers learned to solve this by adding a pinch of coarse salt, wood ash, or pine needle tea. Rich in vitamin C and essential minerals, these additives transformed empty snow water into life-sustaining medicine. Finding safe water in the wilderness requires reading the landscape like a book. Not all water sources were created equal on the 19th century frontier. The safest natural water source was always a rock-emerging spring. Water pushing directly out of deep underground aquifer rock layers before touching surface soil or animal waste. The most dangerous sources were stagnant beaver ponds and slow-moving lowland marsh waters. Beaver ponds were notorious hotbeds for giardia, giving rise to the famous frontier phrase, beaver fever. If a woodsman had no choice but to drink from a swamp, he dug a seep well 10 feet away from the shoreline, allowing the ground to filter out heavy sediment before boiling the drawn water. Consider the survival journal of Elijah Thorne, a fur trapper lost in the Montana Territory during the blizzard of 1862. Separated from his horses, he spent 4 days navigating deep snowdrifts back to a trading post. Thorne was an experienced woodsman. Despite intense thirst and freezing exhaustion, he refused to eat raw snow. Every evening he built a small fire inside a rock shelter, melted snow in his tin cup, and boiled it thoroughly. When he finally stumbled into the trading post on the 5th day, his feet were frostbitten, but his core body temperature was intact. In his journal, he wrote, "The snow beckoned like cool wine, but I knew to eat it raw was to invite the cold devil into my stomach." He understood the boundary between instinct and biological truth. The fire was his silent partner in survival. Why does this frontier water knowledge matter to you in the 21st century? Because municipal tap water has made modern society fragile. When a major storm or power outage strikes, municipal water treatment plants shut down within hours. Boil water advisories are issued, and grocery store shelves are stripped of bottled water in minutes. Most people have no idea how to turn rain, snow, or river water into safe drinking water without a plastic bottle. Knowing how to harvest, filter, boil, and remineralize natural water sources is the ultimate foundation of human self-reliance. You don't need to wait for a winter blizzard to test these skills. This weekend, take a stainless steel water bottle and head out. Master the habit of boiling and mineralizing your water. Take back the basic competence of your ancestors. Tell me in the comments below. Have you ever been caught in the backcountry without clean water? What survival skills did your family pass down to you? Subscribe, hit that bell icon, and keep the old ways alive. Until next time, stay safe and keep walking the trail.